This is Nutty we're talking about.
Nutty has no sound because
Hurrah,
she doesn't give me a chance to
hurrah.
press the button.
Nutty, he's got to press a button to make the sound go.
I've got to press the button first.
It's a button.
got to press button. Anywho,
Sound go here.
what's up? It's Sunday, and we're here doing things and stuff. Why can I hear myself? Who's got speakers on? That was weird. Okay, never mind. Anywho, we are here for another Sunday Vampire the Masquerade, as per usual. It is for Sunday. No maps been done this week. I've taken a week off the maps just to have a bit of me time. We did our Lost Mines on Wednesday, first session. It went very, very well. Thank you for all those that hung out with us for that, because that was a lot of fun. Looking forward to getting back into that next week. But as for now, Mr. Scripsy's here as well. As for now, we're going to hand over to our storyteller, and we're going to get right into tonight's episode 6, I believe we're up to, of Season 3's Vampires of Melbourne, Blood and Belief. And we'll turn it over to the storyteller.
Well, thank you. Getting right into it, we are. Last session, we began a new night. It was a cold, windy Tuesday evening. The team healed some wounds after arising and began their activities. A text was sent to Zane to see how he was faring, and some phone messages and calls to and from Marco, Aaron, Samantha, and Jax's team, which gets everyone on the move again, but not leaving enough time for Pip to rearrange Jax's library. Zane's hideaway feels safe to him until he is warned by a system that it's probably not. But he has info that leads him to attach a camera to a house in West Melbourne and find out some info on our best friend Jeremy. We also found out that his secret haven didn't have windows, as it was inside a complex of sort of inner buildings. Jax and Pip have a quick catch up with Marco at a park space where they can gather some information about the Sabat's movements and possible leaks within the Camarilla. Marco leaves to gain some solid evidence, leaving Jax and Pip with a rifle that belonged to Jenny. Zane calls the team, drops them a teeny bit of information, then packs up his things and moves to another hideaway. Lastly, Pip tried to look in on Marco's recent activities, giving him flashes of Kindred and Cages and Marco's transformation into a snake form. But Pip's vision is flipped to the evening that Jenny was killed, and he sees the moment it happens, and he sees the Kindred who did it. So it is right here, right now, where we continue our cold, windy Tuesday evening around 10 p.m. Jaxon and Pip in their vehicle, pulling up close to roughly the last known position of Zane, as Pip is coming out of this dizzying vision with, I think he's in the back seat with Jax driving. I will turn it over to you.
So yeah, Jaxon pull up on the side of the street. We would have been watching Pip in the rear vision mirror, and obviously realizing what he's been up to, kinda, them staring into space or eyes rolling back to however he happens. You good, Pip? I think we're here.
Yeah. Wow, he's really something, isn't he? Marco. And Jenny. Why Jenny?
You saw Jenny?
Yeah. She's dead.
Yeah.
She seemed nervous about being... She was so cocksure, and then she was dead.
Well, yeah, she died. You know, she died at my haven. What, the other one? One I blew up. Remember?
Yeah. They wanted to talk to her, and then they couldn't talk to her because she's dead. And she was really mean.
Yeah, she was a piece of work. Definitely. Did you see how she died?
I think Miss Monroe did it. She was gonna shoot her, but then she didn't shoot her, and then she went back. Why did she go back?
Wait, hang on.
Why didn't she just shoot her?
You said
It's weird.
you think Echo was like all we saw on the camera was like that it was the shadow, and it sort of came through the door. I think there was like almost like a gun barrel in the shadow, right? If I remember correctly, it was something. Are you saying that was
Miss
Echo?
Monroe really didn't like her, and Aaron didn't really like her. But Aaron doesn't really like anyone.
Yeah, Aaron's Aaron. I mean, I didn't really like Jenny either, but we did need to get information from her if we could. I mean, obviously we're not going to get the information now she's dead. Are you sure
Maybe
it was
she
her?
knew too much.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Which makes sense because she did that. She did that thing in the room when we exploded, and that kind of felt the same but different.
the shadow stuff, right? Like, she does that a lot, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of someone, or not someone, clan, like, it's on the tip of my tongue, I can't remember. Anyway, I think we got more important things to worry about just at this moment, but that's good, Pip. We need to hang on to the information that the council may need to know that at some point.
Oh.
Is
Okay.
if Echo was responsible for Jenny's death, kind of broke the rules. Like, and if that's the truth, she's broken the rules a few times. Council won't like that.
Yeah, can't break the rules. Yeah.
Yeah, well, these rules keep us alive, unalive. You get the idea.
Pip doesn't talk to you anymore. He just leaves the car.
Fuck.
So
Jax
as
will
he
follow
exits the car, so as you guys exit the car, the nondescript car, Zane, from your standpoint, in your other little hideaway behind the other hideaway you had, what are you doing?
Contemplating my choices. What do I do? Where do I go?
Now, you have access to all the cameras around both buildings.
And watching them.
And you're watching. So you've seen a vehicle pull up nearby. You've seen multiple vehicles actually in the area, but one specific you notice because Pip and Jax. Pip, are you visible when you step out of the vehicle?
Yeah.
So Pip and Jax both have exited the vehicle nearby, not too far away from your initial hiding place.
Cool. I'll just remain quiet, see what they do.
All right.
Jaxon will be having a really good look around, like paranoia look around at this point, knowing that there are potential threats everywhere at this point.
Okay, so Pip and Jaxon, especially Jaxon, if you're looking around, Jaxon, yours will be different. Yours will be an investigation, a resolve investigation. Pip, you can give me a wits awareness,
that's
please.
Terrible. And what hunger am I at? One.
Yes,
One
don't
success.
forget those dirty hunger dice. One success. You tend to spot not so much looking around, other than you can see a wall camera mounted on the side of a building. That's about it for you. What about Pip?
3 successes and a bestial failure.
Okay, 3 successes is fine. 2 is what you were all looking for. Jackson, sort of actively looking at the buildings and bits and pieces, and you can see he's specifically looking for something. But just with your concentration, Pip, you hear a buzzing in the distance and look around, and you can see a drone, a rather small drone, off in the air about 100-ish meters away. It seems to be just slowly doing sort of like a circuit of the streets nearby. You also spot a few more cameras in the alleyways, cameras on the corner of the building nearby. Look across the road, more cameras. There's a lot of video cameras here that are either for the buildings or for the local police. Could be like crossing cameras for where cars stop at lights and then go again. It could be that sort of thing, but there are a lot.
So Pip will look up at the closest camera to him. He will wave, and then he will activate Ghost in the Machine.
Okay. So Zane, on your end, you see these two looking around. They're a couple of buildings away from where you initially were. Jaxon sort of glances the camera, but you see Pip wave directly into one, and then the camera sort of fuzzes a little, and the vision of Pip is kind of hazy, as if someone's blurred him out.
What do you reckon, Pip? Which one of these buildings do you think you might be in?
Maybe the one with the most buzzing sounds. Mr. Riviera likes the buzzing sounds and the computers and the.
Yeah, my guys have been keeping an eye on this place. I think the buzzing might be a drone.
If he doesn't want to be found, should we find him though? Like, is he safe on his own? Like, if we can't find him?
I mean, we kind of did find him. We might not be able to a bit of time, we'll find him. But I don't know. I don't know if you're right on. I think you might be right. I mean, we should, I think, talk to Echo about Timothy and what Zane said about Timothy breaching Elysium. As much as I'm not 100% sure whose side she's on, at this point, she's still our prince.
I grab out my phone and text Zane, "Do you want to be found?"
Zane, you get the text from Pip.
The reply text is no. Smiley face.
Seems pretty adamant he doesn't want to be found, but he's happy. See, look, smiley face.
All right. I think for now we'll respect that until we need to not respect it, if you get my meaning.
Hopefully he doesn't die before then.
I hope so
he'll
too.
die.
I mean, if they find him, if Timothy finds him and whoever else is out there gunning for us at the moment, then he may not survive. I could probably protect him if you'd let me, but he really doesn't trust me.
Zane, quick question. Do you have anything audio going on? Can you hear what they're saying through anything down there? Is it all just visual? Okay. Second question. Have you got the camera viewing open that you'd been viewing, or that the camera that you put up at the house where Jeremy was supposedly, the house he owned? Have you got access to that?
I'd have it monitored, so basically it'll alert me if there's any activity.
Right. So while you're watching these two having a discussion out in the street, it alerts you that there is activity. Well, however you've got it set to alert, it is alerting.
I switch to it.
You switch to it. You see your friend, Jeremy. He moves to the back side of the house where you saw the shed and the rear entry with a sort of the porch with the window and the steps. I think you also saw an arm, and you hightailed it out of there. There was an arm on the ground of something that you were like, oh, I'm out of this. You see Jeremy and your camera is clear because it's new and high def. You see Jeremy walk around to this back door. Looks to be quite a smile on his face as he leans forward and drags the body. You recognize the, I wouldn't say corpse at this point. It's a, from what you can tell, an unconscious figure, maybe in torpor, because it is a kindred. One of Prince Taylor's coterie, actually, and the older man, they called him Sol, but his name was Solomon. And Jeremy drags his lifeless figure down the steps a bit with ease. And then you see Jeremy hoist him up to his feet. Doesn't seem to be trying to stand on his own at all. And then Jeremy grabs something from his pocket and begins nailing Solomon to the wall of the house at the back. He nails him upright near a window, and you look, as Jeremy looks around, looking into the sky. He doesn't look at the camera, just looks into the sky as if he's looking for maybe something in particular. And then he moves off to the shed with the corpse sort of one arm pinned to the wall, slumped down. Yeah, he moves into the shed space. You see him remove some keys from his pocket, and I think I said to you the door had no handle, but it had a lock system. He flicks the lock, and you see a panel open. He taps a few buttons, closes the panel, the door opens, he moves inside, he comes back out moments later with some more equipment, which looks to be a battery-powered nail gun. Looks to be some chains and a jar of something red liquid inside. He utilizes the nail gun multiple times on Solomon's body, pinning him to the wall, facing a direction. And then he brings out like an awning from a caravan, and he puts the awning out. It takes him probably the whole time the guys are looking around down the way, 15 odd minutes to do this. Puts up this awning on stands and poles. Basically, you can see it. So if someone comes wandering around the back of the house, they don't see this straight away. And then once he's finished doing what he's doing, he puts the equipment away and he goes into the building out of sight, into the house after locking the shed.
With that, I relay what I saw and the address to Jaxon. Well, through Pip's phone, seeing I don't have Jackson's number.
I think what amazes you the most is this awning type thing that he put up. It was a couple of poles stuck together, jammed together. It looks like he's done it before. The way he did it was, this is not his first rodeo. And I guess if you took a closer look at the wall, you'd probably see, with your camera view, you probably could, there's multiple dings and dents and things like that in the wall. But yes, you guys down in the field, as you're, I assume, planning on heading out. Who do you send the message to? Pip, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, Pip, you receive a little bit of detail on what's just going on. Sorry, carry on.
Also, I send him a link with access to that camera. So
All right.
As well.
Do you send them the link like quite quick into it so they see some of this, or just as that part's ending?
It'd be just as that part's ending.
Okay. Pip, you get a link and a text.
Apparently Jeremy's doing some, it sounds like DIY. There was a nail gun.
Wait,
and he
what?
nailed a, I was very, it's a Mr. Vieira text message. It's very confusing. And I got a link and I sort of pressed the link and
Yeah, so
showed-
you get the viewpoint on your phone of Solomon, Prince Taylor's one of his coterie that was alive still, pinned to the wall of a building. It looks like he's standing there. If you were just looking through a camera not knowing what's going on, it just looked like a dude standing there awkwardly, like a bit of a scarecrow stance. His feet are at the ground level, but he's just pinned up against the wall. And there's a bit of like a wall space or a fabric wall space awning next to him. And that's what you see on the camera.
It's not very feng shui, is it?
Fuck. Jaxon at this point, seeing the garbled text that Zane probably sent, deciphering, obviously not good, recognizing Solomon, will take out my phone and put in a call to Elysium.
All right. Who particularly are you calling?
Just Elysium itself, so whoever.
Just the Elysium.
Just the Elysium.
Okay, so you'd get the keeper.
To be Nathan, wouldn't it?
No, Nathan is not the keeper. It is. Let me open my Elysium files.
William, isn't it?
William Chopin. Mr. Chopin.
I thought Echo had replaced him.
Oh, crap. She did too. You are correct. Nathan is the keeper of Elysium. Thank you very much. I stand corrected.
Yeah, William was a former keeper.
Yes, you are right. He is the former keeper. So, yes, Nathan. Yes, Nathan will answer the phone. He say, yes.
Nathan. Jaxon.
Jaxon. How enlightening.
Indeed. Some information that the Prince will need to know now, and anyone else that you deem necessary.
Yes.
Timothy, aka Jeremy, has been spotted at a particular address and has one Solomon. I believe you would know a Solomon.
Oh,
part
yes,
of your
I do.
former coterie, I believe.
Yes, one of the, let's say one of our people here, one of the waiters, did mention that Solomon was in last night. It did say he talked with me and said he was going to meet me somewhere, but unfortunately I don't remember this meeting. It seems our friend Jeremy is up to his business.
Jeremy has breached Elysium. He has posed as you. Obviously now, but it sounds like several times. He has Solomon, what appears to be attached to an exterior wall of a building. I have the address.
Attached to the exterior wall?
Indeed.
Oh, which way is he facing?
Which way is he facing? To the east, I'm assuming? Or to the west?
At camera glance, you probably can't tell. Let me say, if you just give me, looking through the camera, give me a wits awareness, and that can be both of you, Pip and Jax.
That's that many dice now. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
That's pretty good. Pip?
Just 3 for me.
Both of you, good enough. You Australians will tell me he's facing the way that the sun rises. So whichever way that is in Australia, in Melbourne, from Melbourne side, would it be sunrise from...
Same place it rises
West.
from your place.
Yeah, same as us did. So
Okay.
it'll be the west.
That's good. I don't know. Australia's a bit around in circles for me. So.
Was it set does it rise in the west and set in the east, or the other way around?
Either way, it's sunrise point.
So
East.
it would be
The land of the rising sun.
Land of the rising sun.
East.
East, yeah,
there we
of
go.
course. Of course. So
much
I
for all
let
our
him know,
schoolwork.
we're all hopeless. Anywho, that would be to the east. I'm not sure Jaxon may have seen something like this before, or at least heard about it. But he's facing east.
Well, it's one way to get rid of our kind, isn't it? Face them towards the east. When the morning sun arises, no evidence left.
Indeed. So, that being said, Prince will need to know forthwith so that we can potentially do something about this, as it is entirely possible that Leslie Taylor may be at the same address.
Well, I find that completely, actually, it's the most interesting news I've heard in a long time. I shall get straight on to Maseko. She is actually in conference at the moment about the goings-on of tomorrow. So I believe this is a good time to interrupt those goings-on.
I believe so. And I would also go as far to say that on direct order from the sheriff.
Will do, Sheriff.
I will hang up from Nathan,
No problem.
and I will make a phone call to Joe, and let him know that we may need to mobilise and soon. And I will text him an address if we need to. Basically, have everyone on standby.
Okay.
And the address is close by.
So phoning Joe and telling him where to go.
I won't give him the address just yet. I'll just have everyone on standby. I'll have a group of probably a dozen men
Sweet.
on standby, ready to move.
As you finish your phone call, you go to flick your message, and there's an inward text. It must come in roughly about the same time as you were phoning. The inward text is from Francis, and he says, made a call to Van Diemen. Unfortunately, Van Diemen is in Melbourne, out of Melbourne, on business until Friday.
Shit. I'll just text back, thanks. I'll let you know if I still need that meeting when he returns.
Yep. No reply text. You know he gets it.
Yeah. And I'll let Pip know about the Van Diemen thing. Just say, hey, Pip, it's got a...
Pip's gotten bored and he's walked off and he's knocking on doors randomly.
A person opens the door and says, yes, excuse me, what is this?
Where the fuck has he gone now?
You're not Mr. Riviera.
No, I'm not.
Sorry about that.
How far has he gotten? Can I see him as the person or the point? Because if he's gone into one of these buildings, I got no idea where he is.
That's a good question. Puff, are you within sight of Jaxon?
If they're at the corner of the storage unit, there is an apartment building across the road from it.
There you go. You're in an apartment building.
Yeah, why not?
If I can't see him, I will ring his phone.
Yeah. I'll leave that up to you, Pip. Would you be in his view still, or do you think out of the way?
I probably would have gone to the apartment building, I guess.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so across the road, Jax, if you look around, it wouldn't take too long to find him.
And I won't yell out because I don't want to bring too much attention to us. So I will make my way over there as quickly as possible.
So the apartment building that you've just knocked on the door of, Pip, the guy that's opened the door is in a nice tidy suit. He looks like someone who would like maybe greet you at an entrance. Maybe he's the person at the counter, something like that. I don't know how apartment buildings work over there, but we usually have a person at a desk. It's
night manager or something.
Night manager, yeah. It's more than likely it's usually only people who live in the building that are around. But we would say the night manager or the cleaner. It could be either. You don't know.
So you haven't seen Mr. Riviera then?
I don't recall anyone by the name of Riviera here, mate.
He looks like super emo and kind of shifty.
Super emo, kind of shifty.
And one of his hands is a little bit small.
Zane, is this the apartment complex you're in? No. Sorry, mate. Everyone looks shifty around here. I'm just doing my job. Are you looking for someone tonight in particular, other than this Riviera guy, or are you just passing through?
Well, just Mr. Riviera. It's probably just as well he's not in here.
Well, look, if you look here, and he points at the wall, and there's like a bunch of buzzers and stuff. You see these names and these buzzers? You want someone that's usually where they'll be if they live here. If they don't, sweet. If you're looking to rent, well, that's what I'm here to, or buy. You can buy an apartment, state of the art.
Oh. Yeah, no, I probably have others. Oh, I've got to go, but thank you for your help.
You're welcome. And shuts the door and you hear it, automatic lock system behind him.
Did you find him, Pip?
No, he's not. He doesn't live here.
It doesn't seem like a Zane place. I think Zane would be more like no windows, bars, like secure. Maybe. I don't know. He's that paranoid, I think.
Although he could use a different name, but then
He could.
I don't know if he's that smart. Is he that smart?
I don't really know him that well. I mean, anyway. What
I'll
do you want
text him. Do you use other names?
Pip, do you want to go back to Elysium? Or do you want to go... I mean, we're kind of waiting for maybe a phone call from Elysium, find out what's happening with this house thing. I really don't know what to do at the moment. We can't go by ourselves. Too risky, even if it's just Timothy there. I think Timothy's a little stronger than any of us gave him credit for.
Yeah, but then if we leave it too long, then he'll be gone, and then he could be someone else.
That's my thinking. I mean, Zane obviously has a camera. We can keep an eye on it and see if he goes somewhere. But I can have like a dozen of my guys meet us there in a few minutes, 5 minutes, maybe 10.
Yeah, maybe we should go there and help Mr. Solomon.
Yeah,
I don't think he likes being on the wall.
he definitely doesn't want to be there in a few hours' time. That's for sure.
Yeah. Maybe we head there then?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. You just said you just text Zane?
Yeah.
I'm going to ring Zane on my burner phone.
So Zane, first you get Pip's text. What's your response to that? So he was asking whether you use another name.
Yes, no, maybe. All the time.
And then the phone rings.
And I'll be standing out. I would have moved out into the street so he could see me on the phone if he's watching.
You're right, yeah.
And I'll be looking up at a camera.
Yes.
Zane,
Not coming.
I don't want you to come. I want you to stay exactly where you are. I want you to
Then you'll
monitor
find
that
me.
camera.
I'm always
I can find you if I need to, but I think you're safer where you are at the moment. I have made a phone call to Elysium about Timothy. I've got my guys moving in, roughly getting ready to move in on that house. Have you seen anything else there besides Timothy and Solomon? And how the hell did you get a camera out there? Did you go out there by yourself?
Shh.
You got more balls than I gave you credit for.
It's the house is fortified there. Yeah.
Like the trap house.
Yeah.
Right. So I need explosives. Right. Definitely. Can be done. I want you to monitor that house. So anything happens at all, either text me, ring Nathan. So obviously if Timothy's at that house, he's not at Elysium. So Nathan is
Pip.
Nathan.
Pip, I trust Pip.
Okay. You communicate with Pip. Try and make it as not you as possible when you message him, so it makes it easier for me. That would be really awesome.
There's no fun in that.
So he is someone else.
Yeah, he is. Right. So, like I say, stay where you are. We'll try and keep in touch. Try and get through this. There's a whole lot of other things happening. Marco has come back and has given me some information, which is not good. We can only trust us right now. You, me, and Pip. That's it.
I trust Pip. Don't trust you.
That's fine. Trust Pip. But trust me, I can keep you alive, Zane. But for now,
And
you're...
hangs up.
You son of a bitch.
You must be getting used to it by now.
Pretty much. It'd be like, click, it's like, I just put my phone away. You ready for this, Pip? I mean,
Probably not.
If you don't want to come, I understand.
We should probably go, though. Zane doesn't like you.
No, he doesn't. But he likes you, Pip, and he trusts you. That's a start. And I trust you. Right, let's go. Let's get this. At least go see what's happening. Get a closer look.
It's either that or we go back to your house and I sort the books.
I can drop you off there if you want, if you feel safer being there.
No, let's go.
I mean, you can stay hidden, and you can feed Zane information, whatever you see. That way, less likely for you to receive any more damage.
Maybe we wait for backup before we go in, and not like with...
Definitely. I will send a message to Joe and the guys to meet us there. I think it doesn't...
Do you think they've
doesn't
found him yet?
Found who?
The Scourge.
I hope so. He hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
All right, so you guys
as we
bail
take off,
back into the
I'll
car.
send the address to Joe and say, look, meet me there ASAP.
All right.
Explosives necessary.
Explosives necessary.
Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face.
All right. Now, a couple of questions. Pip, you have your phone message from Zane. It has access to the camera. Have you been watching it, or did you turn it off?
I would have turned it off to send the message, and then I would have brought it back up because Jaxon said it was important to keep watching it.
Excellent. Zane, notably, your computer gives you notifications when something is happening, motion detected, yada yada. So as you guys get into the vehicle and are heading to this place, which is a little ways away, back and forth around a bit.
I would have sent the link to Joe and the crew so they could so they could also see what was going on.
Cool. So what you would all see as you're traveling, sort of a couple of minutes, 5 minutes into it, you begin your travel and watching the cameras. Zane, Pip, I guess Jackson's driving, so he'll have to get a play-by-play. But basically, out the door after 5-ish minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes by the time you guys have talked and whatnot, out the door comes Jeremy. He taps Solomon on the shoulders, seems to have a bit of a conversation with him for a few moments, tucks a couple of things into his jacket pockets, taps him again on the head like a little dog, and walks away from the building the way he came. That is what you see, and then the camera on your end, Zane, goes still again, and so you get no more notification. You guys are just watching our camera, watching this body standing on the wall, covered by somewhat of an awning, at sort of 11-ish at night, as you were heading to this building, this house on Kent Street. Is that what I said? I don't think that might be a wrong street. Nonetheless.
The house on a street.
It's a house on a street. I've actually got the street name written down here somewhere, but it doesn't matter. So, within 15-ish minutes, give or take, you arrive at the street. You can see the house depends how close you want to park the vehicle.
Probably two or three houses down. I wouldn't park right outside.
Yeah.
It'd be 2 or 3 houses down on the opposite side of the street, so we could sort of see the front of the house, see if anyone is coming or going sort of down the street as well.
So you pull up about where you say a few houses down. It's dark, the street lights are up, and there's the odd flies or bugs, sandflies buzzing around the street-lit areas, some moths here and there. Like I said, it's cold and windy, so it's not not a hot.
I would reach
it's not a hot
into
Melbourne
a
night.
bag I have behind the seat of my vehicle and grab a pair of binoculars. I can
Binoculars
see
it is.
See a little closer.
Pip, as he's taking out binoculars, are you still a back seat passenger or have you moved to the front?
Be in the front now, I think.
Cool. So you can see Jaxon getting out some binoculars and doing a bit of house watching. Jaxon, you know the house address. You're looking at the house. You know when you saw on the camera that Jeremy was leaving would have been about 10, 12-ish minutes ago, maybe. Looking across at the house. Give me a wits awareness. And add an extra die to your pool because you're using binoculars. Pip, you can give me a wits awareness too if you like. If you're looking for anything in particular. Or if you're just trying to notice what's going on. Zane, you can do that too because you're camera watching, right? So
3 for me. Welcome, Raiders.
3 for you. We'll see what the others get. Pip.
6.
Oh, Pip up there. Man. And Zane.
Hang on, what was it again?
What's awareness, please? So Jaxon, you zooming in with your binoculars, getting them clear, get your focus on. You can see the house looks like a general, ordinary, roughly 80s house. Nothing for you, Zane? Okay. Zane, your camera's still frame. You're still just looking at the sorry for an excuse kindred now, nailed to the wall. Pip, even though you don't have binoculars up, your intuition, I guess, would be in play here. You can see the house is dead silent, dead empty. You're looking around the street. There doesn't seem to be anyone on the streets. And Jax, you can see this too. There doesn't seem to be any movement within the house. And with your binoculars, you can see the windows are they're slightly tinted, but with the binoculars zooming up close, looking over the doors and windows, you can see there is a metal look to them. They are not a regular looking wooden door or aluminium windows. They seem to have some sort of metal shutting behind these windows. And the door is definitely painted to look like wood, but it is not.
Okay, so I'm pretty much going to wait until I get confirmation that the team has arrived as well.
So with Pip's roll there, Pip, you would notice, even though Jaxon's got his binoculars out, he's checking the house, waiting for his team, you'd have seen down the street a couple of vehicles pull up further away, but because Jax is focused through his binoculars, Pip picks it up before. So Pip, you do see Jaxon's team. There's about 6 of them, Jaxon, 2 vehicles, 3 in each that Pip is seeing now. Actually, Pip, it's your job if you want to tell him that what you see or keep it quiet.
Yeah, it should be a dozen men. So
Your men are here. I hope they don't just go inside. Remember the last time you went inside a house and you didn't think about it, and it?
I remember you getting us out. I mean,
Yeah.
Well done on that driving.
You're
skill.
all crispy.
A little bit. Yeah, we're definitely going to take a slightly different approach this one.
Maybe shut off the power. Is that smart?
Or maybe just blow it up. One of the two. Maybe a little
Would
loud.
it be hard to see what was inside of the house if you?
I mean, we can remove a door kind of surgically with the right types of explosives.
In the middle of suburbia.
It'll be a little loud. But my guys are well trained and kind of look like SWAT, so we could probably get away with it.
So your phone goes, Jax, and it is Joe, and he's with the crew. And as I said, you saw 6. Now 2 more vehicles arrived behind with another 6 behind them. And
Awesome.
as requested, they are armored up. They have their what passes for SWAT team looking gear on. They're not all piling out at this point. You can see sort of, like I said, there's 3 in one vehicle, 3 in the other, but it's pretty much just Joe ringing you now.
Yeah. I would let him know 2 teams, tactical recon, sit rep, 2 minutes.
He says, no worries, and we make it look like a drug bust, something like that.
Don't breach just yet. Just let's get some eyes on, see what's happening.
No problem. How many do you want to head in right away or around?
One team, six men. 3 to the rear, 3 to the front.
Will do. You'll hear from us shortly.
Get Jones on Overwatch.
Jones on Overwatch. He's already in position. He hangs up and you see a larger van, grey van, pull forward right up to the driveway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hop out, all in formation, moving like Pip. You see this pretty well, and Zane, you probably wouldn't see it till they come around the back of the house, but all tactically moving like fully trained armed forces, moving 3 one way around the house, 3 another way around the house, keeping to the sides, keeping to the shadows. Zane, they move into your camera view as your camera alerts you. Rifles up, guns up, equipment on. They're fairly well padded. One's got a breach shield. Most of them have the full face helmets. They've switched their phones to like radio mode. You have the push to talk mode. Jax, are you on push to talk mode?
Yes, I will be. So
you'll hear all radio talk going through here.
And I'll have that set on the driver's seat so Pip can hear it as well. And I will be kitting myself up out of the trunk as well.
Zane, you have the brain power and the equipment to tap into anything audibly if you notice the news in it. That is up to you. Otherwise, you are on silent viewing at this point. You see the team move around, guns up at the door. 2 of them go down on knees and 1 behind with the shields standing ready. You see another team come from the opposite side of the building. Radio chatter to you, Jax, comes up. Sort of, you get that. Okay, it's clear on both sides. Windows are all covered. Doors seem to be steel. Shed is fully locked. And there is 1, assume Kindred, standing by back door. Looks to be detained somehow, possibly nails.
No, Jaxon, so copy that. No sign of interior movement at this point?
Negative, sir. No interior movement. Seems to be shutters behind the windows, and you can see through the camera, Zane, you can see one of the people that of Jax's team's pulled down like an infrared type scopes. Looking around, it says no movement within the building, definitely shutters. There are, I think there's traps here, sir.
I can almost guarantee it. Stay frosty. Let's not breach the house at this point. I believe what we may be looking for may be in the shed or beneath it.
Copy.
I will be joining you shortly.
Standing fast.
Copy. And I would then say to Pip, look, I'm going to leave this here so you can hear what's going on. If you want to relay any of the information to Zane, do that. Stay hidden if you can. If you want to get closer, that's up to you. But I think you'll be safer here. I said, and I'll tell him, look, there's another handgun in the glove box if you need it. Shouldn't, but just in case.
Do you want me to drive the car in the house if you get stuck again?
If we get stuck, yeah, definitely.
I feel like you're going to. I mean, I don't want to be rude, but...
We're not going into the house at this point. We're gonna get Solomon first. That's my priority at this point.
You don't think Jeremy would have trapped the...
That's what we're about to find out. This is what I do,
Cool.
Pip.
Hopefully you keep doing it.
Hopefully. And Jaxon will retrieve from after killing up in body armor, helmet, and the face shield as well. More for hidden identity than anything else, but it is ballistic. He'll take his long rifle, which is a M4 carbine.
Yep.
It will have on it red dot optics, nothing long range, short range optics. It will have he will have night vision goggles if he needs them, not that he really does at this point. And he will also carry a pistol as well. General tactical gear, so it'll be a tactical knife, a pistol. He'll have a couple of breaching charges as well.
Okay, so duly noted. You're heading to your team.
And I'll make my way up and join the rear team moving in. I'll get the second team to move up now.
Okay, so yes, so they went around the opposite side of the house that would have been further covered by the awning, but that's fine. At this point, you're heading through there, Zane. You see Jaxon come around the side of the building. He is on his own, but he is geared up as well. Has his rifle whatnot with him. He has his joins his team that come from that side. Anything you want to do at this point, Zane, while you're sitting in watch space?
No, not at this stage. Probably while watching that, I'll probably work on an exit plan for myself to relocate somewhere a lot more secure than where I am.
Sweet, no worries. We're going to use this moment to take the 5-minute break because I just looked at the time quickly and it allows you guys to have a bit of a drink or something before we get into some possible action.
Roger that. So we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for Raiders coming on in. Who is our Raider? Frosthammer NZED coming in. NZ'd. Want to go that far. But Frosthammer with the raid. Awesome. Cheers for that. Appreciate it very much. We will be right back. Take 5 minutes.
Be good.
And
find
we're
it up.
back. What's up, chat? We are back. Before we get back into it, just another thank you to the Raiders for coming on in from Frosthammer's stream. Thank you for dropping your community over. Rating with 9 viewers. And we've got a follow from Frosthammer as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Sit back and enjoy as we continue with the second half of our story.
All right. So where were we? Ah, that's right. You guys were staring at a nailed vampire.
Pretty much.
Okay. What is your plan from here, Jax?
It will initially be recon, obviously looking for any kind of booby traps around the said nailed kindred at this point.
Cool.
Definitely making a good the team that obviously I've asked Joe to put together will have certain expertise in these things.
You see the team they've got earpieces that they're plugging into their phones on the push to talk on the phones. So it's all in their ears. There's nothing out in the open. Now, Pip and Zane, just chime in whenever you want to interrupt here as things are going on, because obviously you're looking from different positions or listening from different positions. So if there's anything you want, just chime in. Don't be afraid to jump in and say, excuse me, yell out, whatever, because if there's things you want to do, I'd rather you do it. So here
Pip
goes.
will do 2 things then.
Yep.
I will use Mask of 1,000 Faces.
All right.
So I need to rouse for that.
Rouse check away, my friend. And you're going
Success, thankfully. Otherwise, it could have been messy.
All right.
And then, I'll just change into some random person sitting in the car, I guess.
All right. Mask of 1,000 Faces is up.
Yep. And then I'll text Zane and ask. I'll be completely unsuccinct. I'll be like, I've read this in a book once, but can you turn the power off to the house? Because if you could turn the power off to the house, that would be really good. Because I feel like if they go inside, which Jack says he's not going to go inside, but they will, because I don't think they're very smart. And then, it's basically whether he can turn the power off, but it'll be like really long-winded.
Yeah. So Zane, you get the text from Pip, long-winded, basically asking you if you can turn the power off to the house.
I bring up the power grid. Yep. Will I be able to do it individually or?
So you will end up shutting down probably a bit of like a block or a half a block, because where the transformers, and this is my wheelhouse. All right. So where the transformers and that are located, they usually take out sections. So you can take out a bit of a section, but you can guarantee that this house will be down. I can just imagine Drax in the chat now too.
So what I'll do is, never mind. That's what I want. So I'll overload the transformers.
Yeah, you're not going to turn them off. You're going to overload them.
Yep.
All right. So with a little bit of mucking around and a technology and intelligence roll, rapidly tapping away on the computer, searching the grid. The only way to overload it is to divert power from one system to another. And you start trying to divert systems, put in a larger draw put in a larger draw of current onto one of the said transformers, basically by moving things around in the setup of it. And as you do so, those of you, and Pip, you'd be in the car, you can see house lights, street lights. After a few moments flickering, a couple of the street lights dim out, come back on, a couple of houses do the same thing. It's almost like it would be in a stormy night. And then the block goes down, all the street lights turn off, the house lights all turn off in the area that you can see. Other than Jax in front of you, other than, because there was no lights on in the space as you came in, so other than your team's, whatever lighting they might use, and most of them are Kindred, I believe.
Yeah, They'll all be kindred.
All be kindred. So because it's all kindred, they haven't got torches out for the most part. They've either got their night vision or whatever, but you see the houses next door to you seem to dim off, no outside lights anymore. And you hear an audible couple of clicks from the house nearby, the one you're standing in front of. And in front of you, you see a unit near the back door. Zane, this would be in your camera view as well. Just a light blue flashing light goes flick, flick, flick.
So we noticed the light as well.
Yep, it's on a circular shaped device up high by the gutter.
Okay,
you would recognise it because of your business.
Yeah, it's an alarm.
Yeah, when an alarm system goes down, it automatically sends signal to the provider or the monitoring system. Yeah.
Okay, so that would probably tell me we've probably got probably a few minutes before a potential security guard would come to check. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, assuming it's monitored by a security guard.
I would pass that message along to the team via comms. Powers down. Potential security patrol. 5-6 minutes maybe. Eyes open.
Copy.
Let's get this guy off this wall ASAP.
Okay, 3 guys. How many do you want actually? You making the calls here? So
I want to keep 3 in the front of the building. All right, Jones on Overwatch up high somewhere. I want another 3 in the front of the building watching the street.
Okay, so we'll put Curtis, Miller, and Wilson.
Yeah. The rest of the team will be split into 2 groups at the rear of the building, dealing with this situation, which will include myself.
So that leaves you 8 and 1. So there's 9 of you split into 2 groups, so 5 and a 4.
Yep.
Okay. So 4 of you are going which way and 5 of you are going which way?
We'll have the 5 probably nearest the garage at this point, probably towards the rear of the garage. Again, watching the rear of the rear section, overwatching the 4 who will be moving forward to ascertain any kind of man trap, booby trap in and around Solomon, with the intention of extracting him from the wall.
Okay. Now, which team are you going to be with, garage or house?
Garage.
Okay, so that would be Jax. And house. You have to bear with me while I make a few notes. Okay, so 3 that move to the front, Curtis, Miller, and Wilson, and they move on your instruction. Pip and Zane, you see the movement through both of your different views. Zane from the camera, Pip from the car. Then you've got Johnson, Hill, Green. So then you've got yourself, Morris, Walters, Hall, and Cooksley to the shed. Martin, Rosalind, Stella, and Green to the house. And the ones at the house are going to take down the body from the wall. They do a careful check, moving in. They give them like an overview, a sweep. And before your team at the shed even does anything, you get a radio kick from Morris, who says, Jax, there's something in his pockets. Do we engage?
Check it carefully if you can. Have 1 move up and check. The rest fall back 3-4 meters.
We'll send Walters. He has the bomb gear.
Roger that.
And they back off. You see Walters go forward. Do you guys want to continue what you're doing while they're doing that?
Yeah, Pip will just... What does Pip look like, just for reference?
Well, you're going nondescript, so when you say you just want to look like an average Joe in a car, you can tell me what Pip looks like.
I don't know why I imagined this, but I imagined a pregnant lady.
Okay, Pip is now a brunette blonde, dark hair.
Oh, red, let's go red hair.
Pregnant lady with red hair. All right. And that's how you look. And a couple of passers-by on the street, young couple walking hand in hand just past the car. There is no steamy windows if you're breathing in the car because you don't breathe, and they just wave because it's nice and clear. The street lights are out, but you can be seen under the light of the moon. And they just give you a wave as they wander past. Pregnant lady with red hair. Well, that's something to note. Zane, anything on your end? Happy. Right, we're going to continue. Once again, just chime on in if there's something you want to do. Jax, are you going to continue into the shed as your team are doing their business over by the house?
We'll wait for them.
You wait?
Going to hold Overwatch's position.
Okay. You're
just holding security on the area to make sure that we don't get any surprises, basically.
Sweet. Your bomb expert is going to make a dice roll with a awesome set of crits too. I like it when I roll well. So he has a crit, and one of them's on his blood dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 6 successes. And because it's crit on the blood dice, it also gives him a extreme success.
Nice.
Which is good for everyone. He sort of puts his hands up to back the team up, goes for the pockets. You can see he reaches into one, he brings something out very carefully, and one of the other crew goes through the radio, goes, something on the jacket, Walters, and Walters goes, I see it. And you can see as he pulls out of the pocket, it's one of those, and you recognize it instantly. All of you being kindred with a better vision in the dark than most, but those of you with those of your team with the night vision goggles on see metal ball about the size of a tennis ball with a little trigger point on top, and it's attached to a light piece of like fishing line wire, very, very fine thread that's attached to the button of the jacket. And he grips it and he just goes and takes it off straight away, no hassle. And he grabs the other one as well, one in each pocket, and he just connects it. Quick and easy disarm, and he goes, I think I'll be taking these, they'll come in handy later, and he pockets them straight away. And then because of his extreme success, he's quick to one of the tools out of the side of his pocket. It's like almost like a little pinch bar. It's like a steel pipe with a forked end, and he just starts wedging chung, 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 and gets Solomon down. The others move in to help him now, and he says, things are clear, I'm ready to blow something up, Jax.
Secure asset first, get him back to a van.
Damn, as is where is now. I'm going to hold his extreme success because something cool could happen with that later on. Yeah, at this point, there is no need for it to go.
Actually, what I'll do is I'll get him to hold with us, and I'll get the other 3 to secure Solomon, get him to a van, and get him to safety immediately. Head to Elysium.
No worries. Pip, you see them heading around the front of the building. And Zane, you obviously see this as well. They get the body down, they head to the front of the building. It is in a state of torpor. It is looking damaged. The body is, at anyone sort of viewing it, including you, Jax, you're all going to see that the body, some of the suit's been torn up. He's definitely taken some damage of some kind. There's black scarring on the remainder of this kindred skin, but he is not final death. He is still in torpor, very, very badly damaged. As they take him around the front, Pip, you see them load him into the grey van. Oh, good. Jax, you may continue.
I'd get the remainder of the bomb crew to fall in on us. I believe that'll give us 8 now.
Yep, that will give you 8.
Split into two groups.
2 groups of 4 at the garage.
So Joe with me and 2 others. I'll probably have... was it Jones that was the bombs? Whoever had the explosives, Walters
was Walters. Yep.
I'll have them with me as well.
So the 3 at the front that were keeping watch, Curtis, Miller, and Wilson, you've got them taking. They remain.
They remain. It was the Walters will drop back with the garage group. The remaining 3 of his group will then secure Solomon. And I think we just lost Baz. Oh shit, we lost him. Uh-oh.
All right, Trash, you have to take over as storyteller now.
You have to start. He'll be back. He'll figure it out. Hopefully just didn't lose power or something.
And they all lived happily ever after.
We're currently experiencing some technological difficulties. We should be momentarily back, hopefully. Give us a few minutes, ladies and germs. What we'll do, I think we'll go to a BRB screen just for a moment. And we will be back in a few moments if Bad's come back. If not, we'll probably have to end it there and pick it up next week. But we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. So is the storyteller.
Sorry about that. There was some weird technical difficulties going on.
It's just a minor. Maybe it was the Second Inquisition screwing with shit.
Very odd. Nonetheless, we're up and running again.
We are.
Right, so yes, you've got 3 staying at the front. Your crew that was with the house, only Walters is staying behind. Morris, Hall and Cooksey are taking Solomon back to Elysium.
Indeed.
Or somewhere safe.
No, Elysium.
Yep. And yourself, Martin, Rosalind, Stella, Green, and Walters with the bombs are now headed for the shed.
Bombs, yes. So again, we'll split into 4. Either side basically stack up on the door. Usual general breaching stack.
Cool.
We'll have Walters, who is our explosives expert.
Yes.
He will examine the door first before breaching to obviously look for any kind of device that may be attached, or any check the locking mechanism as well.
He is breathing super heavy. He is focused like you've never seen him before. You can see his beast is right at the doorway. He's in his element. He is in his element. He loves what he's doing. Adrenaline is high, so he's getting extra dice in his pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 successes for him checking this doorway. He says, "No bombs on this one, but it's extremely secure, sir. Seems to be a key system with a numeric pad hidden behind a slide door."
Can we breach it? And how loudly?
We can
how loud
blow
will
it.
that be?
We can blow it. It'll be loud. This is a solid door. Pretty good steel. I believe Rosalind on our team could probably pick it, and maybe the code work. You have a man on a computer?
Yes, potentially. Get Rosalind on the lock, and I will drop off comms and call Zane.
Excellent. So Rosalind, one of the females of the team, one of the 2 females in your team, straight into the lock system. She begins working her way with Walters assuring you there is nothing tricky going on with the lock as far as bombs are concerned. Zane, your phone is going. Jaxon's number.
Yes.
You reckon you can hack a keypad from there?
No.
Are you sure? I can get you remote access.
I can try.
That's all I ask, Zane.
All right, take me to it.
Give me a couple of minutes. Stay on the line, and I'll have him in my ears, and I'll patch him into the push to talk.
Into the push to talk. Okay, Zane, you are now patched into the push to talk with the information from Jax. Jax, as you finish talking with Zane, Rosalind moves away from the lock and she says, done, and the little keypad door is open. You can see Walter's straight in there. He's removing some screws. He opens the keypad, and then Rosalind again plugs a little, almost like a USB system into it. The keypad is lit up and live. It looks like it has power, whether it's getting some sort of battery backup or uninterrupted power supply, something like that on it. You don't know. All you know is it seems to have power, even though the rest of the block does not.
Here you go, Zane. Do your thing.
And they signal you, Zane. Zane. Same old roll for you, my friend. It's going to be... Actually, let's give me a wits technology this time.
Yeah.
Five. Very good. It takes a little longer than expected, but you hear a audible beep beep and the door just clicks open.
I knew you could do it, Zane.
How's the pregnant lady? How's the pregnant lady in the car?
Pregnant lady started reading a book.
And what book is said pregnant lady reading?
This one is Tales from the Code Room, Errors, Yeets and Giggities by Grumpy Old Man.
Oh, man.
Oh, I love it.
Excellent. And the pregnant lady reads.
That's amazing.
The shed. Walters clicks the door open, checks the inside cautiously, moves his hands around the door, looks around, says, everything's clear here, sir.
Okay, so I'll get him to fall back.
He pulls back.
I'll take point at this point, and I won't fully go in. I'll swing the door open as wide as it'll go. Does it swing in or out?
It swings in.
It swings in, so I'll push it all the way in, like quietly.
No creak of the door, and it's very, very heavy.
Just nice and quiet. And I will do a quick scan of the room. Is it completely dark?
It is pitch black.
Okay, I will flick it. Got the torchlight on the end of my weapon.
Sweet.
Flick the torch on to illuminate the room.
You see, and unfortunately Zane and Pip can't see any of this now, but you do see the door as you move through it. It's like a safe door, very heavy, thick metal door. The door, like I said, swung open with no creaks, and as you look around, it's quite fancy. It's not really a shed at all. It's shelving. Think of fancy wooden, like maple carved shelving, custom built probably. It's almost like display cases that you'd see in some sort of sports shop. If there was ever a car in here, there's no sign of it. The floor is carpeted. The roof, or the ceiling itself, is solid wood, solid timber as well. But you can see metal rivets, which in your field, Jax, would give away maybe metal lining behind the ceiling of wood. But all the shelves and cases and cabinets with glass door covers, nothing's locked as such. Whatever this door is, you think that whoever put it here decided that the door was enough. Scanning your torch over the cases, the shelves, the benches, seems to be containers, lots and lots of containers, metal ones, glass ones. Most of the glass is coloured, smoky or dyed, but they're all very fancy looking containers. They have, each one is set up singly. They're not all bunched together. They're all separated by someone obviously who likes to organise things. They're separated in size and colour orders. The metal tins are all the metal tins. The ones that are made of like sort of china are all arranged that way as well. But on one bench is a very pristine looking old school radio setup.
As in an old transistor radio or CB style radio?
Like a CB style radio.
Okay. At this point, before moving any further forward, I will throw up rapid reflexes.
Okay.
Which is a free one. So it costs me
is
nothing.
indeed.
But I will also, in that same sort of moment, I believe I will... Actually, no, I won't. I'll hold that for now. So just rapid reflexes at this point.
Okay.
So on the initial scan of the room, I don't see any obvious... what I'll be looking for is either doors in the walls,
Yep.
or a trapdoor in the floor leading to beneath garage.
Okay. We will need... Now you're investigating here, so give me a resolve investigation, please.
I have an extra black die from the chat, so that is cool.
Thank you, chat. That makes
Thank
things
you,
handy
chat.
for the team.
It does. It gives me a whole 4 dice instead of just 3. That's good, though. 3 successes.
3 successes. Glancing around, investigating the area. Doesn't seem to be any trapdoors on the floor, nothing obvious there. Doesn't seem to be any other doors or exits. The outer door, the door that looked like a tilted door or roller door, is not even visible on the inside. It is just for show on the outside. However, in the ceiling space where the timbers are riveted, you can see every third or fourth slat is not riveted. There are slats about 500 mil wide that run about 1 meter long, 3 on one side of the shed and 3 on the other. That there are only 3 on, basically the 6 of the total that do not have riveting in them.
I'll relay that to the team, and I will take a step back, and I will ask that 2 for sweep and clear.
2 for sweep and clear. Okay, they come in. 2 of you, one male, 1 female, into the room. Guns and torches, low light torches, and they move through. And when you say sweep and clear, you want them to take items, or you want them just to secure the room?
Literally secure the room. So quite quickly and carefully, front to back of the room.
Yep.
Secure the room.
And like I said, it's about the size of a regular double garage. It is very the sound is dampened in here. Whatever's in the walls and the ceiling is soundproofing to a point, or sound dampening to a point, because even everything you move around and the normal clicks, the footsteps on the floor is barely audible. And as you motion through, they work through, they look under desks, they check around the walls.
So paying particular attention to places where, again, any kind of man trap may be located, and paying particular attention to the ceiling panels that are not riveted.
Okay, I'm going to give your team a roll.
Just Jackson's a little paranoid after the previous trap house, that's all. So he's being extremely cautious.
So here is, they said, both of them sort of come back to you over the comms. And nothing here, sir. Seems to be a storage facility. However, those panels up there, more than likely hiding some sort of lighting system. No obvious switches on the wall.
Okay, Jaxon the demon. So, okay, fall back, regroup.
Falling back.
So there's nothing, as far as we're aware, there's no secret entrance through the floor. Well, there's nothing obvious that we can see.
As far as you're aware, nothing.
Okay. Right. I think that's it, team. I think we're going to exit now. We've got our asset. I'm not comfortable hitting that house just yet.
The radio on the bench pipes up. Attention, Scales. Are you there?
Scales.
Copy, Scales.
Just sit and listen.
Radio sits silent for a bit. There's a small illumination in it when it when it goes off, and the illumination dies down after a time. It goes off a third time.
We'll take note of the frequency, however, and I'll take a written notation of the frequency it's on. The channel.
No worries. Copy, Scales. This is Warm Blood. Please reply.
And I will note the code names as well.
After the third try, the radio falls back to silence.
Right, we will start our exfil. I'll get the team to pretty much go back, but stay ready. Head back to wherever they were at the ready.
Sweet. As you were at the radio and the team have swept the room, Rosalind, the one who picked the doors, permission to check these jars, sir.
Make it quick.
She takes one metal one with Walters sort of checking the base ready. No bombs. He's pretty happy. She opens the jar and she's, it's ash.
Ash?
Seems to be.
Pass that over here.
She hands it to you.
And I will take a sniff as well.
Smells like ash.
Not like any type of wood ash. I'm assuming it's kindred ash. Because I would assume it'd be relatively distinct. And it's
no need to roll.
And smell.
I think you get the idea.
Yeah,
it's kindred ash.
I think I've been around enough dead kindred to know what.
Been a kindred long enough to know kindred ash when you smell it and see it.
Open another one.
She goes over to one of the porcelain ones this time. Same thing. Walters is checking it, gives her the nod. She takes what seems to be like a large cork out of the top. It's just ash, sir. More kindred ash.
Fucking trophy room. I put it back. I want to try and leave this as we found it. We don't want to alert this guy that we've been here, if we can. I mean, other than Solomon's missing, but
they place the items back.
Right, let's exit out of here. Let's relock this door. I'm not worried about the keypad, but it locked the lock at least.
Easy enough done to put the keypad back, sir, and they sort of screw it back, pull the door closed, lock it up, back the way they came, everything left in the space it was.
Right, let's get out of here. Everyone head back to the safe house. Stay on alert. May need you again.
Not checking the house tonight, sir.
Not tonight. It's starting to get late, and we've got bigger fish to fry tomorrow. If you guys
looking
remember.
At midnight.
Yeah, we got some bigger fish to fry tomorrow. We got some SI to kill. But stay ready. Can Joe keep Jones on Overwatch for a few more hours? Keep tabs on comings and goings before he heads out.
No worries, sir. No hassle at all.
And we'll just start slowly exiting back.
No worries. Zane, you see the team exit, pull away from the house. They don't enter the house, they just enter the shed. Pip, you can see them moving around the front of the building now, getting back into their vehicles. Zane and Pip, actually, we'll start with you, Zane. Anything on your mind? Anything you'd like to do?
I'm going to reach out to the Sabbat at the church.
Ah, yes. Now, I believe you left a contact from the main man. I shall scroll down in my notes here. It's a phone call you're going to make?
Yeah.
The phone rings more times than probably what you'd like, but he finally answers. He says, I wondered when you were ready to talk. Now talk.
What's your offer?
A place with us at my side.
How much time do I have to think about it?
Time is of no matter, unless you die, forever dead. But it will not be me unless you cross me. However, I can keep you safe from your hunters, so to speak. I can give you anything you wish at your disposal to work with.
I'll get back to you. Hangs up.
Nice.
And yeah, so I'll just be weighing up my options, what I can, can't do, formulating plans, well, as much as you can, but yeah.
Cool. With your from your camera, you can see in the house your view where the kindred was nailed up, and there was a bit of the awning. There's a window next to it. He was between a door and a window. From your view, you can see one of the shutters is lifted and someone's hands pushing on the plate glass. It flexes a little, but it's more than likely a bulletproof style glass. Doesn't seem to go. Then, and Pip, you'd probably be watching this as well. Then, a shudder, a thud against the glass, which you don't hear, I suppose. It's just visual. But you see the glass flex again, as if someone's trying to get out.
That while we're still exiting?
You guys are at the front now. You're headed to the front of the house.
Would that be audible to any of the crew, maybe?
Good question. You guys all have pretty good hearing. Give me a wits awareness, Jax, and I'll give your team a generic wits awareness. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need one more. One more.
3.
I got 2. You personally would hear it. The rest of your team doesn't. Just maybe just a light. But Pip, if you're watching the phone, and Zane, you both see the hand on the window, then sort of a bump with maybe a shoulder.
Hold up. And I'll stop the team. And I'll turn back towards the house and just stop and listen, like more intently.
Yeah, Zane and Pip, you see it again. Shoulder to the window, and this time, Jax, it's audible to you, clearly.
And I'll just say, with me, and I'll start heading back towards the back of the house.
All right. Heading back towards the back of the house. Now you see against the window, and you can see the shoulder and the visage of someone. Like I said, it's mirrored glass. It is night, but you can definitely see the shape of someone behind the window trying to break through. They are having a hell of a time.
I will bang on the glass twice and just point backwards.
Okay. The banging stops and the figure moves away from the window.
Hey, Walters, you wanted to blow shit up? Get me in this window.
Done. He walks up to the window. He looks at the corners of it. He goes, shouldn't be too bad.
Reach and charge 4 corners.
Yeah, I've got some plastic. And he sort of gets out what looks to be almost like a blue tack style device. Rolls a bit up, puts it in one corner, another corner. One of the other team gets under him, lifts him shoulder right up the corner.
Make this quick. Once this is done, we're in and out. 2 minutes.
Pokes a couple
Pip sees them doing that, I'm going to activate Sense the Unseen, and I'm going to pop out of the car and sort of look around to see if I can see anything that's not supposed to be there.
Okay, Sense the Unseen. No rouse check on that. Character quick sheets. Pip. No, it's free. So give me a resolve Auspex, please.
Resolve Auspex.
Don't forget, if the chat have given you extra dice, you can use them. And don't forget your blood dice.
Yes.
I'll make a rouse check for potence as well, for lethal body.
Cool.
Which I fail, I get 1 hungrier.
1 hungrier. Jax, your hunger is sitting at 3, I believe.
No, I was back down to 1. So
you're back down, so you're back at 2.
So my 3 blood dice are critical, and I've got 1 success on one of the black dice. So that's
That's a messy crit if ever I've heard seen one.
Yeah.
So you activate, you search the blood, Jax. You get hungry, you feel the beast within, but it's not been long since you fed. You've got control of it. You get in your body ready for whatever comes. Pip, in pregnant lady form, you're heading towards the building. Your visage, to anyone who might be looking on, would seem a little odd. With these 3 SWAT team members at the front, and you're activating your vision, and you now see clearly pretty well in the dark. There's nothing there that you can tell. There's no invisible people or people using any abilities that you can see, but man, you feel really good. It's time to join the team. You want to get in there. You feel really good. Jax ain't having all the fun to himself. You are able to help. You know it. There's something going on here. You got it under control.
Just do that pregnant lady waddle. You got to play the part, you know.
Holding the other side of your belly while waddling up the street.
Yeah.
You head to the back of the house, Pip?
Yeah.
So you guys, your team and you, Jax, as you...
The 3 on the front would probably stop him.
That's a good point, actually, because they see a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
Who's on the front? Walter Wilson. Yep. So the 3 SWAT members sort of lean towards you, Pip, and be like, excuse me, what's your business here? We're in the middle of something.
Just late night cravings.
Back down, man. No, nothing to eat here. There's, as you can see, we're enforcing what is going on. There's some bad people in this house, and we're taking care of it.
Well, that's really cool, isn't it?
It is. Please step away.
You sure I couldn't help in some way?
Ma'am, in your condition, which is not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad condition, but you don't want to get hurt. Some, the drug lords, you know how it is.
Oh, yeah. And I'll think about dropping it, and then I'll just sort of go, oh, okay. I'll go then.
Sorry, man.
And
Sorry to be a hassle.
Go around the side of the house and then drop it and do unseen passage because I'm just like, I've got a craving for explosives now for some reason.
So as you move away from them, drop it, and then move through. So there's no more hassle. Move around the side of the house, Jax. You see Pip moving to the side of the house. Zane.
Not of his unseen passage.
Oh, no, you're going unseen passage. God damn it, yes. Yeah. You see nothing.
I don't see shit.
No one sees anything. Unseen passage. 1 rouse check, though, for unseen passage.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think any of my guys, if they have it, I don't think they've even got it up, so.
Oh, the beast.
Oh, Pip.
That's 4.
That's 4 hunger.
Ooh, damn.
Pip, you're a little annoyed that the couldn't get past the SWAT team and pregnant woman visage. You invisibilize yourself, and as you do, your blood surges again. That's a couple of times in one night you surge your blood, and you had that vision. There's something going on in this house, and the beast wants to know what it is. The beast also wants to feed, and if there's something to eat here, it better not get in your way. You head back round that way, invisibly, out of sight of anyone else there. Seen Jax's team. Jax, the explosive expert's popped his wires in. He moves back, runs his coil out to the back end of the shed.
2 or 3 meters.
He goes
to the corner of the shed.
He goes, I've been working on this. It's not even that loud. And he just hits a button, and the corners of the window, pew, 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 all in sort of simultaneous unison. It's a little noisy, but it's kind of like a shotgun shot, and sort of just ends. The window itself doesn't explode out of its point. You can see it's broken all the edges and it's about to teeter, but a few of your team go and grab it and they pull it forward.
And
okay.
I will get a weapon and a light in there so I can see exactly what's going on.
All right. So as you do this, you have a figure. The torch goes in. He covers up. He's like,
name now.
Jefferson. Henry Jefferson. Who are you?
Who are you?
I just told you.
Do I recognize the name?
Doesn't ring any bells.
Ring a bell. So, do I sense whether he's human or not at this point?
You can see he is kindred. He's roused his blood as best he can. He looks a little emaciated almost for a kindred, but he has quite long talon claws.
Quickly, out the window now. We can get you to safety.
He bounds out the window like it's nothing. Very animalistic move as his claws retract. He's like, "Are you here to get us?"
Well, we didn't know there were more, but how many more in the house?
I was in a
Be
cage.
precise.
3, I think. 2, 3.
Is the house trapped that you know of? We're not going in. If we've got any more hassles, we need to be gone quickly.
I just got through up the stairs. No, it didn't seem to be any major traps that I found. I mean, someone come in yesterday. There was a big bang, but the traps are on the outside doors and windows. Maybe, I don't know.
Right. 3 inside. Secure survivors. Let's get out of here. 5 minutes. No more.
They go through the window. They get inside. Are you coming with them?
I will remain outside at this point.
Pip, are you going in with them?
There's other houses around, aren't they?
Correct.
Pip's going to do his best SWAT movie impression and try and break into a nearby house.
Break into another house.
Yeah, different house.
Oh, so good. Okay, Pip, how are you going to break into this other house?
Possibly through a window, because I just watched them explode a window,
Right.
and I'm like, I can do window stuff.
Okay.
I'm
So
ready.
You're going to try and smash it with your hand. What's your plan here?
Pip's a bit more subtle than that. Even with the beast sort of revving him on, I think it depends on whether it's one of those like windows that lift from the bottom or
Right, yeah. So where you go to the house next door, they're all older school houses. It does look like the type of window that would sort of roll up from the bottom. The old school ones with weights. Doesn't seem to have been repaired or replaced over time. It's easy enough to jimmy open if you want to give it a hack.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
So there's going to be maybe a little out of your warehouse, though. We're going to say breaking and entering. Give me
I have
strength
extra
velocity.
dot in stealth for breaking in.
Okay, so give me a Dex stealth then. That's a
Ooh, that's not too bad.
you need 2.
I've got more than that. I've
Okay.
got 3 at least. What? So on a numbered dice, what's a critical? What's the
10.
10 or 0.
just 10? Yeah. So I've got 3.
Oh, nice.
3 successes.
So yeah, get over to the house. You're like, oh, this is an old school window. I got this. And you give it a little pry open and it's actually not latched. The weights on the inside help you lift it and up the window goes. The house is dark. Doesn't seem to be any noise coming from the interior at this point. No one's turned on any torches or lit any candles, but it is late at night. People could be asleep for all you know.
I'm looking for someone sleeping.
Okay. And in mind of brevity, it's not hard to find because, like I say, it was after 10:30ish at night. Whatever this was, didn't seem to wake people up. You have a family fast asleep in this house. Child, maybe 12 years old in one room. Parents in another room, a couple of doors down. Both fast asleep, all 3 fast asleep.
Pip will see the child and just push it back, and realizing that going in the parents' rooms is riskier, he'd still go in there with his humanity as high as it is. He wouldn't.
Yeah. Yep, that's fair. Okay. Mother's side of the bed, father's side of the bed is the question.
Closest to the door.
Father's side of the bed. Okay. All you have to do now is give me a composure and stealth, please.
Right, so that is
And because you
not so good.
because you've broken and entered the way you have, I'll say add 1 extra die to your pool.
Okay. Oof. So 2 successes and a bestial fail.
Okay. The bestial fail is fine because 2 successes is what you need. They are asleep. You are using your cover, your unseen passage to get through. You kneel down on the male's side of the bed, get in close, and in a flash, you're feeding. How much are you going to take, Pip? 1 point or 2?
I don't think he'd be able to stop at just 1.
Okay.
So I'd go for 2 at least.
Going for 2. All I want you to do, just because you're getting a handle of things, I just want you to make a willpower roll. No hunger dice needed, just whatever your willpower dice pool is, give me that roll. Now, if you have anything from the viewers, might pay to use it now.
3 successes.
Nice. You have the control, and you remove 2 hunger. And then you force yourself away, getting the beast under control, getting that voice within your head, that feeling within your blood of something else. You get it in control, you get it in check. You are now back down to 2 hunger. It's taken a few moments, probably a minute or so, to drain enough from this person, but you wipe the wound clean, tuck his little blanket up a little, and you can do whatever you wish now, heading out of the building, I take it.
Is there a bookshelf somewhere that I'd be able to see?
They don't seem to be a family of many, many books, but
Oh,
as you
man,
walk
that would really arc him.
as you walk out past the child's room, there is a single little shelf with about 4 or 5 youth books on it, for that age, 12-ish, a couple of pick-a-path style books, and then a book weight at the end, just holding these books onto this shelf. And that's about it. There's not seem to be a lot here.
Sort of go through his bag, and I don't have any books that would suit a young child of that age. So I'm just going to leave the book I was reading and sort of like tuck it in the shelf.
Just tuck it in the shelf.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then get out before I cause a problem.
All right. Zane, anything from your end while that's going on? No, you're happy to sit back? Excellent. You're seeing all this going on, the window pop out. People, a being, pop out the window himself, jump out, and then Jax sends his team in through this window. Jax, your team, inside.
If they take longer than 3 minutes, I will go in.
Okay. They are keeping touch, just talk, radio contact with you, and you get a bit of a play-by-play, just quietly under their breath. They said, as they head through the space, the dining space is what it looked like this person came out of, and they say, there's not much in here. Table, an old bed frame, upright. It's a video camera on a tripod. The basement door looks like it's been busted open. Must have been your friend there. And you hear them move down some steps. This is all happening in a matter of seconds. And I'll say Joe would be out with you, so
yep,
because he's your extra man there. So we'll say it's Martin of the team here, and he's taking point. He's okay, locked door has been kicked open. There's some wall hangings, some Indian rugs. Oh shit, there's cages here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got others, Jax, chained here in cages.
How many?
1, 2. The other cages are empty. There's only 2 here. One cage is busted open. Probably our friend out there. So it looks to be a woman.
Secure.
Chains are heavy. 10 minutes.
Fuck, we don't have 10 minutes. We need to be gone.
I can get onto it now. We'll see how many we can remove. How many minutes? And you hear him jangling some chains and stuff. You hear a person say something. Is he coming back? It's a woman's voice.
You got 5.
All right. We'll get a couple others in here then.
No problem. Joe, I'm going in. You secure this guy and the rest with me. We'll take everyone except Joe. I'll get Joe to secure the other guy back at the van.
Sweet. Joe starts securing Henry, who is not happy about it, but sees that you're not hurting them, so he allows it.
I've got a couple of breaching charges, which may help.
Sweet. So you get in there. And through the door, you see exactly what he described. A door that leads down into like a basement area, You see beside that door is an old bed frame, a metal bed frame with sort of the old metal springs, very, very old looking. There's but a newer looking video camera on a tripod in front of it. All the mod cons, USB, big front facing microphone. You're heading straight to the basement?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. You see what the guy saw. You see a large room. Give me... Actually, no, they've described most of it. Well, you don't have to give any major here. Stairwell descends about 2 meters, and it's a large space, about the size of sort of 3 meter by 3 meter, maybe a little larger. Right. 6 cages sort of spread out in here, and the kindred that are in them, you can see your team working on 2 of them now. Their legs are chained, their necks are chained, but one arm is free. And there's enough space in the bars for each of them to put an arm through, but not enough for anyone to squeeze through. The woman they're releasing, one of your team says, "What's your name?" She says, "Elaine." He goes, "And where are you from?" She goes, "Here in Melbourne." And they sort of back and forth, and then she's free. And he goes, "Right, got her." And he says, "Stella, take Elaine."
They're both kindred?
They seem to be kindred, yeah. Another, as a man, seems to be more... I would say you recognize this one, actually, Jax. Anton Jefferson. He's a Bruja, and he is Camarilla. Not someone you deal with a lot, but he's been around Elysium in the past.
Okay, someone maybe talk to him passing through security.
Yeah, it's something that. Yep.
Okay, we got 4 minutes. We got to move. Let's get this guy out of here if we can.
Jaxon, give me a wits awareness as well, please.
Do you send any of them up the stairs, or do they stay down there with you guys?
They'd probably stay with us at this point until we're ready to move.
Wondering if Pip would follow you down.
Pip, you'd be getting radio chatter, so you'd be hearing what they're saying. Three here,
successes.
3 successes. That's good. Yeah, Pip. So you get the radio chatter because you've got that. Jax left it for you. You can have an earpiece or whatever if you want. There would be plenty around. The radio chatter that anything's been said about people being in their cages, the spring bed, you'd hear all that sort of stuff.
You'd ping something. Pip's still unseen passage.
Yes.
He'd go down there because it sounds familiar.
Okay, Pip, as you get in through the window space into the area, the metal sprung bed, you recognize it straight off the bat from your vision. Prince Taylor, chained to it, and someone was feeding from it. Looking at the ground there, you can see blood spots, but they're old and dry. But this is exactly what you saw.
But it's not the same as Marco's?
It looks like the exact same place where you saw Marco as well, yes.
And I'll sort of be standing there, and then I'll wait a bit and then audibly say Marco.
Jax will just spin, weapon pointed that direction, and
so he's still in the dining room, Jax. You're down in the base. Yeah. So that bed is up in that dining space. So
if he was down in the basement with that, I would have freaked out.
However, the basement isn't. It's only 2 meters downstairs. So you probably hear, if he audibly said Marco, you would hear the words Marco in the distance.
I would recognize Pip's voice by now, surely.
You would indeed. Also, you rolled for me, so that would be. Yeah. You are drawn towards the Indian rug against the wall. Something about the way that's hanging, even just being here in this room with these cages doesn't make any sense to you. So and when you push it aside, there is a latch.
The locked?
It does. Let me read here. Yeah. No, it is not.
I will unlatch it.
You unlatch the latch. This moves down another stairwell, about 2 more meters.
Joe with me. Wait, no, Joe's not here, is he? Joe's
No,
the other
he's
dude.
up. Yeah.
Just Walter's with me. Walter's is in there.
Walter's bomb expert with you, yep.
And
The
we'll
secondary
slowly
room
descend.
that you go down to, it seems to be a torture chamber. There's devices hanging on the wall. Down here looks a little like a cave than the rest of the house. It's been dug out separately. You can see torture devices similar to like a rack and a bed of nails. There's actual flails, weapons that look like they could be legit from years past, hanging on the wall. Whips, stakes, hacksaws, hammers. There's a crude bench, metal table that's been sort of hammered together with old bits and pieces. There's vials of blood on them, dated. There's a book here. After you called out Marco, Pip, did you stay where you were? And Jaxon, did you recall to that? Because you would have been at the latch as he called out Marco.
I would have noticed that Pip was there after sort of just being drawn to this area, though I probably would just move with purpose because I know we're still on borrowed time potentially.
And Pip, on volume, you'd be visible again, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Pip, are you following Jax, or are you still where you are?
Pip would follow Jax.
Okay.
It's triggered something in him. He has to know more.
Cool. There, Jax, where you are, Pip, I'd say you'd be coming down the stairs as Jax has seen all this. There's a book here next to the vials of blood. It's got newspaper clippings. You recognise some of them. Looks like Leslie in some of the photo shots.
I will secure the book and any vials of blood.
Yep, there's a bunch of folders and stuff as well. So you're going to secure all that?
Definitely.
Nice. Okay, you grab all that stuff, grab the vials of blood. Doesn't take you long to get it away. Pip, you're seeing him grab all these things. Anything else you guys are doing here as you're clearing up?
So, obviously, would I notice, has Pip come into this lower chamber, or is he in the upper basement?
Pip said he was following you, so I'd say he'd be headed into the lower chamber now.
I'd probably collect the last of it and get ready to head out as Pip's coming down. Pip,
They were here.
you okay?
Both of them were here.
Who was here?
And the prince.
This is what you saw?
Marco and Jeremy.
Marco and Jeremy?
Yeah.
Fuck. You think they're the same person? Or working together, maybe?
I hope not.
So you're saying this is where the prince was when you saw him?
Yeah.
Show me. We need to get out of here, though. We head back up. I'll sort of, not manhandle Pip, but sort of turn him, heading so he looks a little out of it. So I'll sort of turn him heading back into the main basement area.
Yep.
Just with a little sense of urgency. And I'll, again, on comms to the others, ETA on second survivor. We need to move.
Okay. Second survivor, that's it, the ones you've got. So there's 3 in total. 1 that they took out and 2.
The last in the cage.
Okay, sweet. He says, I think I've got it. Got it. Done.
Let's get out of here. Secure that video camera upstairs too.
Okay, one of them grabs a video camera as well.
And I'll just say to Pip, show me where Leslie was. Exactly.
Okay. Pip, you take him to that space. You show him the steel frame bed. Zane, you'd locked out the grid, overloaded some of it. It's been, I don't know, give or take 15 minutes at best. They were trying to be getting in and out quick. The power company, you can see if you're keeping an eye on that system, they're trying to get it up and running again. It looks like they're nearly there. Probably got about 2 minutes before power's coming back on.
I would remove my cell phone and take some video footage just around the inside of the house before we leave.
Yep.
Quick shot of the basement, the area where Leslie was held, the blood, if the shackles are still there, anything that could potentially give us more information.
Okay,
I'll
no
send
worries.
a text to Pip's phone 2 minutes before power.
Sweet. No hassles. You send that text. Pip, you get the text as Jax is sort of video in the area.
2 minutes.
Anything else, Pip? Anything you need while we're here? 2 minutes.
We should go.
I agree. Everybody out. Let's move.
All right, the team just agrees. They're like, yep, we're out, sir. No problem.
Secure
Copy that.
survivors at Elysium. Head back to safe house after. Don't hang around at Elysium.
Heading back to safe house. So most of them are waiting for you to get out first, and they're coming behind you. The ones with the prisoners or the secured have gotten out the window already. You've just got a couple left behind, Cooksley and Green.
Yeah, I'll get them to bring up the rear again,
Yep.
provide rear security.
Got the guns as they're heading up sort of the last set of stairs as you guys head out the window and head towards your van, or as you're heading out the window and they're coming up the stairs. I take it you guys are heading back towards your cars and vans.
Yes.
Okay. All right, as you're backing out the last corner, just before the last two get out of the room, the power grid, you see the street lights pum, 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 all come back on. The neighbouring houses' outside lights flick on as the 2 minutes is up. Green is putting his leg through the window, and Cooksley, she's about to jump through as well when you hear something come on in the house. If you stop to look back, you'll see bright glow of light with the power back on, and Cooksley and Green are both caught in it, and you hear them, ah, and they sort of audibly cry out through the push-to-talk system. Both of them drop out of the window in a hurry, steaming. You can see the similar purple lights you guys use in Trap House, yeah. And they're out of the way, though. They managed to make it through with that 2 minute warning. It was lucky. They pull back, both of them sort of wincing from the pain. They're like, geez, that was close. And they both move around towards you.
And yeah, we'll just clear out, get everyone back to safety. Take Pip with me back to my vehicle, load up my weapons. I'll probably leave my garb on, just get in the driver's seat and go.
Okay, cool. All of you in vehicles.
Pull the helmet and face shield and stuff off. But
no problem.
Pip jumps in the back of the car and he doesn't even belt up. He just lies on the back seat. Sort of like in the fetal position almost.
Yep.
Jaxon will be worried about Pip. Like he's not saying anything, but he's definitely looking back constantly, sort of just keeping half an eye on him.
Okay, and where's Jaxon put all the bits and pieces he's collected? The camera, the books, the vials of blood?
They would be in the trunk as well, in the boot of the car.
All in the trunk.
It'd be all secured, and there's almost like a lockbox in the back tray.
Okay. Zane, you see the lights come on through camera. You see the bright UV light. There's the couple of officers or the Jax's team that are sort of steam comes off them as they drop out the window. The bright light stays on for a few minutes as they all exit, and then the bright light dims away again. The cars drive off. A few minutes pass by, Zane. 5, maybe 10. Then you get a ping from that same camera again after the Jaxon's team has left. Now, one question, Jaxon. Everyone leaves the area?
Yes, except
but you said you're going to leave. Yeah, so you're going to leave Jones on point, which
Overwatch.
Overwatch. So Jones would radio you right at about the same time Zane gets his ping. And Jones would say, actually, we'll work with Zane first.
Yep.
Zane, your ping goes off. The camera activates, and your friend Jeremy walks around the house. He's looking at the busted out window. He looks around the ground a bit. He goes over to his shed, opens the key. He's cautious. He's very cautious. Keypad, presses it, opens the door, looks around the shed, disappears out of view while he's in the shed, comes back out, pulls the door closed, has a bit of a look around. I'm going to roll some dice. He moves towards the doorway where he had the kindred pinned to. looks at his awning, puts his hands over it, runs it over a bit, looks at the stairs at the doorway, goes back to the window. And then he looks over towards the trees in his yard and moves towards your camera that's facing him. Looks directly into it.
Is he in view of Jones by any chance at this point?
Jones would have radioed you and said, "Someone's come to the house, sir."
So I can bring up the link on my phone. And
You can bring up the link on your phone?
I'll
Yep.
put it on the little dash clip so I can see what's going on while I'm driving.
He goes, "I've got eyes on. He's in my view."
Do you have a shot?
Shots. I need to move position. He's off the corner of a house. I've seen him move past, but I can only really see his arm. It's not going to kill him.
If you get a clean shot, take it.
All right, moving now. Zane, you see, as he looks right at the camera, Jeremy grins. He shakes his finger up at you like this. Then he looks around the yard a bit, and you see his face wiggle. The body contorts. You see Marco, clear as day. And he looks up at the camera, moves in and goes, Your radio crackles, Jaxon. You hear, "I've got him dead to rights, sir."
Take the shot.
Taking that. Zane, you see the Scourge
Motherfucker.
run around the side of the house, dragging something with him, kicking. Looks to be screaming as well. The Scourge brings Jaxon, your man. Jones kicking as the Scourge brings him around to Marco. Marco just grabs him with one arm, lifts him up off the ground by the neck, metamorphosizes into the King Cobra, and takes a big chunk from the side of his neck as the Scourge tears one of his legs off and begins chewing at it and I just always imagine Gollum from the Lord of the Rings here, where he's just hunched down, chewing at it. The Scourge isn't looking at the camera. One thing you notice, all of you watching the Scourge in the camera, he does not look injured from, a night ago? His injuries have healed inexplicably quicker than any of yours. You know there's abilities out there that can do it. And then the camera goes dead as Marco walks over to it, drops the body and crushes it in his hand. And that is where we call the game tonight. We will start on our following night, next game.
Motherfucker. Well done. Well done. Wow. There you go, chat. Another epic session from the Vampires of Melbourne. Amazing story. Thank you, storyteller.
No problem.
Kind of saw that coming, but didn't see it coming.
I'm kind of just happy that I annoyed someone.
I think you annoy everybody, Zane. It's just a thing.
Oh, no. So I guess we'll do our round table, eh?
We will, indeed.
Let's start with Pip tonight. I can't remember who I started with last time. Pip, what do you think?
Man, it's hard tonight because
It is.
it's like all storyteller, man. Like I'm trying to think of
100%.
bits from Jax and bits from Zane, and there were moments like Zane's text back and forth and Jack's conversation about this is what he does, and you know he won't be stupid enough to go in the house. But
You went in the house.
man, just that whole, and I'm so glad we went there because I'm like, oh my god, that was just epic. And the scene at the end with the turning into Marco and taking a chunk, and then the Scourge, like, oh man, yeah,
Just
so
so
good.
much story. Like, I agree. It was all story tonight, which was awesome. Just filling in a few gaps, but also offering a few more weird fucking tangents as well.
Sorry, didn't mean to dominate it.
No, it's good.
We'll go to you next, Jax.
Yeah, no, I agree with Pip. Just so many moments. But yeah, definitely hats off to the storyteller. Just tying a few things together for the crew. Now, obviously, putting the Scourge and Marco together but essentially Jeremy either being Jeremy and is Marco and has been Marco the whole time. I mean, that thing is just doing my head in because that's kind of what it seems like, that he was there the whole time anyway, because it's just, it's weird. But let's hope some of the stuff we got out of there might give us a little bit more information. But yeah, apart from that, probably the one thing that stood out was Pip feeding on his own.
Yeah,
breaking into a house and basically, more or less, almost embracing his kindred side, like what he is, and doing that without anybody else around. I mean, I'm probably a bit more beast fueled than just Pip on his own, but still, I think it's a huge step for Pip to go out on his own and feed and be able to restrain himself as well.
It's well done.
Oh, and of course, a pregnant woman. The pregnant woman waddled down the street.
Yeah, I was thinking, geez, how many people are we offending? Zane.
So yes, definitely a storyteller. That was awesome. I want to hear more. But for me, it was Pip and the pregnant woman. A redhead pregnant woman.
It was way too descriptive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, Zane. Look, everyone stands out to me. There was definitely a bit of story I wanted to get out tonight, so maybe a little push in a direction. But you guys were headed to the house anyway, which was kind of cool. So Jax, the text to one of you guys, explosives necessary, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. So that was cool. Pip's response to the talk of explosives was, explosives in the middle of suburbia? I was thinking, yeah, this could be noisy as. And then Zane, your phone calls are great. Just
oh yeah, and I hang up.
Yabba, and I hang up. That's exactly it. It's just like you don't give them a chance to say or do anything. You just get on the phone, you get off the phone. It's great. It's how phone calls should be. Love it. Yeah, and the pregnant lady definitely was hilarious.
We got a couple in the chat there. Jax is like, no.
Yeah.
A Zane moment. The midnight feed of the non-pregnant lady.
Yep.
What else is there? I think Mina said something earlier that caught my eye too. I think it was when I said "son of a bitch" after Zane hung up on me again.
A drinking game.
Make a drink, because I think I've said it a lot in this series so far, and it's all been because of Zane. I want to say.
So I have a question for the storyteller.
Yep.
Did I upset him?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Good.
Sneaking a camera into his area that he didn't notice absolutely upset him.
Well, why wouldn't it not upset him? You got a camera in there, and we were able to get in there and rescue all the people he was torturing. So he'll be mildly upset.
So you're aware the next game will start with you guys on the following night, the Wednesday night, okay, ready to attack with the SI. So if there's anything you want to do behind the scenes before then, let us know.
Let me know whether you're going to go back to Jax's Haven with him, or you want to go back to
Yeah, I'll have to give it some thought. Yeah. His world has sort of shattered. So.
Yeah, it's been a big.
Well, your guys' involvement on the attack could be varied. I mean, there's a lot that Sarah Barnett has organised.
It's a big attack too, so.
Yep. So whether all of you are in on it physically or whether you're in a supportive role, it's up to you. Just something to think about before next time. I mean, you could split it where you guys are doing questioning of whatever, or some of you are the attack in the field. But also talk to, see what you guys think about bringing Mina on board too. Mina, if you're in the chat listening, have a chat about it, because there could be something you guys could do with her in the background as well.
Yeah, I think with Jaxon specifically at this point, with Sarah, it'd be, if any contact be made, it'd be probably via text. I don't know if he'd contact her directly yet. May do. I don't know. I'll have a think about that as well.
Cool. So if you guys want to think about it over the week, let me know before Sunday.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
And of course, guys, thank you so much for hanging out in the chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the raiders that came in. I know Baz has to take off because he's got an early start in the morning.
Yes, I'll say see you later, everybody.
But we are going to raid as we normally do before we take off. So again, I say thank you guys for hanging out and sticking it out with the story. We're probably getting close to the end. I would say, just based on what Baz has said, maybe 2 or 3 more sessions, maybe, really depends. So we are getting close to the end. So what I will say with that is, P2 players, Paradigm 2, start refreshing yourselves on your characters. There's a bit of information in the Gilded about a change I've had to make to Foundry in regards to better rolls to 5e. So make sure you have a look at that. That also pertains to the Lost Minds guys as well. That same message is in the group chat. Just for that, and nothing too major, but it's just something we'll have to sort of be aware of. But yeah, so we're back here on Wednesday for Lost Minds, next Sunday for Vampire the Masquerade, and I'll be back on Monday starting the Dragon Heist map builds, starting with the Yawning Portal, which is the inn in Waterdeep. So we are going to raid. Who are we going to raid? We could raid another Vampire the Masquerade group tonight. Zeit Poltergeist is on tonight. They're doing VTM. I think we'll give those guys a raid. They're doing. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. It's French. So if you want to pronounce some French words, go check them out. They're a very good group. Awesome storyteller and some really good role players there as well. So check those guys out. And we will see you guys back here tomorrow night for some map stuff. Start that raid. And we will say goodnight.